Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. You can't shoot the prisoners. We know that. So if the little green men come down and we have to fight them and we happen to capture a few of them, maybe a ton of them, and maybe we're not organized at that point to deal with prisoners, what are we going to do with them? Well, there's a few things here that you should write down, put it in your kit so you have it with you, so you can just look back and say, okay, this is what we have to do. We caught this alien, this little green man, and what are we going to do? First of all, we're going to search him. Common sense, a thorough search of him. Don't forget to secure him, and that's very important. Faster you can get that man or woman or alien secured, the safer you're going to be. You probably know what these are. These are military flex cuffs. You'll see them like this and you'll know how to use them. Basically just insert them into the hole, and that's what they look like. So these work excellent. I've used them tons and tons of time overseas. They do the job. But you might not have these, but you need something to secure the little green men. Zip ties. These are not the ones you want to use. These are just for demonstration purposes. They're too little. You want to find something as thick as you can and basically just make a figure 8 with them. That way you can put them around, pull them tight. Zip ties can be broken. I've broken zip ties that I didn't think I could break, but there's a method to this, so be very careful. If you have any doubts, put 2 sets on. So we've just searched him, or her, or the alien. We've secured the prisoner. Now we want to separate the prisoner. So if we took a bunch together, we want to separate them for a few purposes. Militarily, we're going to separate, take the rank, the officers away from the enlisted. You could even take junior or lower enlisted and separate them. So you're going to have to separate them. Take the leaders away from the followers. That will help. Won't be an escape plan. Won't be as efficient if you take the leaders away. So definitely separate them. You can also separate men and women. Next is silence. You don't want them talking. You don't want them communicating between themselves. And also, a lot of people forget this. You want to be silent. You don't want to give them information. During this process, you're talking with your team members and you're giving information out. They're listening. They're gathering intel. They might escape, and they're going to have intel that you probably don't want them to have. So you be quiet. Any communications around the prisoners are going to be short and sweet, to the point, giving no tactical advantage to them. Silence them. Next is speed. You want to get them out of that environment you just got them in, probably because it's unsafe. It was a hostile environment. So speed them to the rear. Speed them to where you're collecting them. As soon as they get out of a comfortable environment, they might know the terrain, they might know where they are. Get them out of there, get them into your area. They're less chance of escaping and being successful on their escape. Next is safeguard. If you take them, you got to watch out for the little green men. You have to treat them with respect. You have to. Now, let's hypothetically say you've taken a little green man that is a high value target or a leader. You might want to do a few things to them. There's some simple things you can do. Definitely, if you have the means to cover their heads, really any prisoner, if you can black them out, they're going to be very disoriented. They're not going to know where they went. Less chance of escaping. This can be done with anything over their heads. I've used these many times. This technique, something over their heads, and then a set of goggles to hold it tight to their face. Literally with a cover on the goggles, and you put that over someone's face, it's really actually hard to open your eyes because your eyes are hitting this material. So bag them and then put something over top of their eyes. This holds it nice and tight and they can't see anything. Also, this is very disorienting. You're really going to deny them the ability to escape unless they're really trained. So we've done all that. We searched them, we secured them, we separated the group, we silenced them, no communication between them, no communication that could give your tactical position away. Quickly get them to the rear where you're going to collect them, and you have to safeguard them. Now, next is tagging. This is in the military, we do it. Pretty nice form you got to fill out. It gives you everything you need to do. We don't have those forms. We might be fighting the little green men with not really a good command structure or a good support structure. But basically what you want to write down, the bad guy's name, birthday, date of capture, where he was captured, the circumstances, really quick, write down what you were doing when you captured him. This is very vital. Was he trying to hurt you? Was he doing hostile acts? And a description of things. What he has on him is very important. Weapons, papers, write that down. Now, this right here in the tag thing, we as Minuteman or militia, we're not going to have that, really, that luxury. We don't even know where you would turn him in. So I'm coming up with an SOP. Trying to think outside the box because we are hampered by no central command, no command structure, no support structure. So this is what I'm putting out there for open discussion. Hypothetically, you capture someone and this person is committing hostile acts against you, against the Constitution, against America. Hostile acts. How are we going to determine who that is? Because if you capture a bunch and they get put together and we don't do this tag process, we're not going to know who's in there. So I'm proposing spray paint. I was at first saying, well, if he does this offense, a right hand spray paint, or this left color, but let's just do this. Any color spray paint, paint the top of their hand, right-handed. Most Americans are right-handed. Most Americans shoot, and that's your trigger finger. Any color spray paint, hit the top of the hand with spray paint. That means he was actively fighting against us. He was using arms, or he was using something to actively hurt us. Spray paint the top of the right hand. If you capture someone that wasn't in the act of that, but he's definitely an enemy combatant, spray paint the left hand. If none of these apply and you just capture somebody you're not sure, don't spray any hand. So that way, during this process that probably will not be existed, we can separate prisoners really quick. So if he's actively shooting at you and you capture him, he's actively trying to kill Americans. If he's a criminal, spray paint the right top of the hand. If you capture him, he wasn't actually doing anything, but he's definitely a hostile to us, but he wasn't caught in the very act, spray paint the left hand, the top of it. That way, when they're consolidated, it's going to help whoever's doing this consolidation and try to figure it out. Also include a description and the tag information, but that's probably going to get lost. Probably is not going to be there. So it will help someone to determine how we're going to separate prisoners of war, be it those little green men. Thanks for watching.